Good day everyone. So my name is April Jane Mata and for today we're going to talk about material stuff, also known as economic stuff, and we're going to discuss concepts such as materialism and consumerism and what can we do in order to have more control over our behaviors. So what is material stuff? Material stuff, all the physical elements that reflects who you are, positions, car, homes, body, clothes. Positive psychology shows that we are not statistically happier compared to previous generation because materialism does not make us happy but rather it makes us unsatisfied with what we have because with materialism you continue to ask for more. For more, can you get used to your cell phone? Then you want a better cell phone. And in materialism is close to consumerism. Okay, and later on we're going to talk about consumerism. The bottom line is this: do not pursue the wrong source of happiness, and it's not something materialistic, but rather look for something fulfilling. And what is that? Later we'll talk about Maslow theory. Now, coming from materialism, let's now go to consumerism. So, consumerism are often viewed as victims of greedy companies. So, we think that the companies are the ones that are making us purchase their product. However, take note that we also have free will. So, learn not to patronize greedy companies. Try to be more critical of these companies. Try to reflect first before buying something that you're not going to need in the near future. So think about it first. Do you really need that things, or are you merely doing that just to please others or just to impress others? Take note that we have free will, and with this free will, we let use your responsibility, support companies who are more responsible, who are not greedy companies, who do something for a cause, or companies that make products that are really worth buying. So let not support greedy companies because certainly not everything that you want or everything that you see online is considered a needs. I want you to become more aware that this is how needs differ with wants. We have various needs according to Maslow physiological. When we say physiological, this is the needs for food, the need for water, the need for air, or etc. And once we have been able to acquire these needs, we move on to safety needs. One example is insurance. Insurance also considered as a safety, a way to satisfy receiving it because in case that something happens, at least you are safe or you are stable. Another way is to fulfill your love, needs, and belongingness. So this is when you have status good relationship with people and you become friendly with your workmate or with your classmate, and then eventually once you have need this, we move on to STEAM need. And how we do fulfill in STEAM needs, so it's a bit dangerous because sometimes STEAM needs may come from inside, sometimes it comes from the outside, and sometimes our way of fulfilling our STEAM needs may be unhealthy. For example is award, certificates, learning and going to graduate school, attending a certain training, or being the top student. Next is when we say self-actualization is becoming what you really want to be or what you meant to be. Now this time, being aware that we can be materialistic and we can have consumerism as a lifetime, I would like to inform you of the different strategies that people may use to take advantage of your lifestyle, and you should be aware that you won't be exploited or you won't be impulsive in your decision. The first thing that I want to share with you is the foot in the door phenomenon, which is by a lot of companies. So what is foot in the door phenomenon? Making you agree initially with a smaller request. Eventually, they will start making bigger requests. Like for example, me myself, I experienced this in the restaurant. They start in the small request and ended with bigger requests. The ending is I need to pay bigger than they say in the first place. And the second common strategies in persuading someone is what we call the door in the face phenomenon. This is the opposite of the foot in the door. So you make an extravagant request that is observed, and then because you know that you will be rejected, you are not proposing another request. This is reasonable. So I want to close this discussion with this message. To the first one, knowing that you have free will and you are not being forced in purchasing things, you just feel guilty that why you purchase those things. I want you to exercise more intellectual independence and be aware that consumerism controls your life. Second is consume less, live more, stop and think about influences of consumerism in your life.